brought to the back door, push the door open, and leave them at the door, and police go in the other direction, and leave them at the door, open. Or leave them at the gate or whatever, open. There's situations where Moors, while everybody's in their cell, Moors are walking around.
Okay.
Just walking around. Everybody else is in the cell, locked up. Free to roam wherever, doesn't matter. They got people who got sent to madhouse and stuff like that out here, and they're using the receptionist phone to call out, but they're in the crazy house. But for some reason, receptionist is cool with them using their phone, and that they can give the number out, and then we can call there
And get that person.
and get them. That the receptionist is taking a message for the guy in the madhouse. It's supposed to be crazy or whatever. Right? So they have a way of accommodating Moors on a certain level.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, that's not across the board for everybody. Where it should be across the board for everybody. But again, it's coming back to, you know, what is it about this individual? There's something about this individual, when they go check the stuff, that they're like, we're not even messing with that guy. And then there's other people who they mess with, hard. People who they mess with, right? And it all comes back to that thing about, you know, they have the birth record. So they know that, okay, yeah, we have God right here. Okay, we have a semi-God, so we can kind of deal with him, whatever like that. Or, you know, we have somebody who, he's fronting that he's a Moor. Mm-hmm. We know that he's not, no, whatever like that. He's just trying to get out of his little BS that he got himself into.
Mm-hmm.
They know this, because they have all the information.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? This, which is why we tell people to go get their natal chart done, go get their birth record, and you know what I mean, like, have this information so that you could recalibrate it. Because if they have it, they're doing with it whatever they're gonna do. But then if you have it, that neutralizes whatever they have it and what they're doing with it. Because now it's actually in the right hands.
Mm-hmm.
That it's that, you know, certain things could be invoked and all that, you know, like again, like there's even using other people. There's Moors who they were standing on their birthright, and their sister, brother, cousin, mom, dad gave the so-called colonizer the birth certificate name that they never had before. And they'll tell them, your mom gave us the name or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Right? Because, you know, they don't believe in the Moorish thing. They think the Moorish thing is just some, you know, religious, whatever, that you black guys are doing some religious stuff. So they don't take it, they don't deal with it seriously. They deal with it on you know, what, we don't care, right? But really they do care. Really, if we say more scientists, and then we say, you know, words or spells and all that type of stuff, then these are some of the biggest rituals that you got. These rituals will bring courts down. If they had people back to back to back going up, well, impropria persona, not pro se, and blah blah blah, do you think these people are gonna have a court?
Exactly.
You know, if everybody that gets stopped, oh sorry, right to travel card or nationality card, I don't got no license or whatever, do you think these people are gonna be able to give tickets? They can't even give tickets to New York people that's speeding out here. What are they gonna do with it? Summon them? Who's coming from New York to come to court in Toronto? Right? So improper persona, if pleaded by an attorney, which majority of people, they're gonna go hire this guy. As soon as you hire him, then you lose that, and then now you're in this. And as soon as you get in here, then
They have jurisdiction.
they got jurisdiction, because status wasn't claimed, status was breached. They breached the status wall, and then they got into jurisdiction. And then now it's based on assumption. But then, it's just like with one of the Moors that, same thing, you know what I mean? Had her in court all day, grinding her down. Like grinding her down, hot on the wheel, like zzz, grinding her down. And the judge just had enough. Judge like, okay, you know what? I had enough of this. Your answer is going to determine whether we lock you up right now or not. Do you live in the city or whatever? No, case dismissed. And then that's done. After sitting there all day?
Wow.
Sitting there all day, that it came down to, you know what I mean? Button heads, she's not moving. She's standing on this. Improper persona. No, you gotta do whatever like that because you're on jurisdiction, you got a license, no, sorry, improper persona. You know what? Forget this. Right? This is the last serve. Either you return this or I'm the Wimbledon champion. And she returned the serve.
Straight.
And the judge was like, prosecutors mad, pissed. All the so-called highwaymen that violated her or whatever like that, pissed. Because if the judge says,
Case dismissed.
if the judge says, then whatever, right? But then, they went on their because their operations never end with dismissed. They say dismissed, don't get hyped, because trust me, you're gonna go, as soon as you go outside, jump in or whatever, as soon as you go up, cherries coming on behind you to try to get you again for something different. Say that you did something, right? So what they did was they kidnapped the sister's son. Under the guise of children's services and whatever. Right? Because she kicked their ass in court. So they were like, okay, next level down, send them to attack. Right? And now they're pulling on the emotional, they're unraveling the heart thread now. And they're just pulling her, just unraveling. But she gets to talk to him, she gets to convert, you know what I mean? It's not like they sent him to some weirdo. You know what I mean? The CAS guy who, raped 15 boys and then they're giving them custody of people's children and stuff like that. They actually put him in a spot that they're vegan and all that, they know about, they're not, slaves and stuff like that. So, you know what I mean? And then that's sort of the, when we were talking about them saving face, right? Now, yeah, they kidnapped him, but, they put him in a home just like the home that he came out of.
Yeah.
So,
They wouldn't do that for no reason.
Right. Right? What's next? Susurus.
Susurus, of his own right, possessing full social and civil rights, not under any legal disability or the power of another or guardianship. having capacity to manage one's own affairs, not under legal disability to act for one's self.
Right? Of his own right. Right? So anything to do with jurors should be right. So if somebody says City of Toronto jurisdiction, that's not right. Because there's no right in city of anything. Because city of is corporate entity, not a jurisdiction you can go into like a building, right? Not under legal disability, right? The disability, the legal disability is incompetence. So when you're competent, you're sui juris. When you're competent, you're not pro se. When you're competent, you're in propria persona. But if they assume legal disability, then they're probably going to assume jurisdiction and try to railroad you.
Right.
Right?
That's why you state your status from the jump.
Right, and then remember, stating your status from the jump is really those papers that you sent.
Okay.
Putting your status on the record is really them getting those papers saying, there's L Bay X relation, the name that they have on their paper that says did some type of crime. So, and even before that, the top of the paper has the flags, seals, and all that stuff, which is jurisdiction again. Which supposed to let them know, if they were legitimate, it would let them know that there's clearly diversity going on. Because this and the Canada Maple Leaf stuff are two different things. Right? So if this is on your stuff, and then their building has the flag on it, or the banner on it, with the maple leaf, then that's diversity.
Okay.
So there should be this flag on the building if your paperwork has this on it. Right?
Yeah.
If your paperwork has this on it, and the flag on the building inside the court on the pole with the fringes around it isn't this, then that's diversity. Which, if you sue them, that's what they're gonna argue. That he can't sue us because there's diversity. We're not Moors. Why are they suing us? We're Europeans.
Which works vice versa. Makes sense now.
All right, do the thing.
Yes. I'll email you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you check Sue Herodes, Heredes. All right, so the main thing is, let's not get into these situations with these people where they're giving us ticket summons and all that stuff.
For sure.
Right? But knowing that you know they're mercenaries, Klansmen, and all that type of stuff, they're gonna do whatever it is that whatever they're gonna do to try to get you. Right? They're gonna try their best to get you. And once they try to get you, right, you have to have your position in place. And then your position in place is, you know, taking what, getting in these classes, other people's classes,